Okay, hi. Here I am, and I have been meaning to do this for a little while is to give a special um, thank you and shout out to Kentucky Mountain Girl, Kai Mountain Girl on Twitter, to Kat, who she sewed this Bernie beret quite some time ago. Um, so I have enjoyed this and wore it to the Bernie at Tacoma Dome rally and gave another one. Here, I'm going to give her, like, in case that's you watching this, Kat, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to take another. No, don't do the side profile. Anyway, yeah, she's waited so long for me to like take good pictures. Long story short, this is so amazing. So this is her beret. Look how this kind of matches. Isn't that like something? Kind of a coincidence, but a very cool one. So she sent me two, or Georgia sent me two. Um, and so this one says Medicare for all. And in case you can't read the small background print, it says Red Berets, Medicare for all, because healthcare is a right. Um, and then like the part that opens up is like this solid green, and it's just so cool. It'd be hard to miss this, huh? So I haven't worn this one out in public too much yet, going out and doing errands and stuff. But I do love it. I don't know why I haven't. Because I like black and I wear, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh Dave? Um, so anyway, but I really like this one a lot just because like it's got the red and black, which just matches a lot of, I wear the People's March and the Red Berets t-shirt quite a bit. And of course the Red Beret. So this one just happens to match. And it says same thing, Red Berets, Medicare for all, because healthcare is a human right. And then so I really like this one a lot. So I'll pop this one on in case she's watching and wants to take a moving picture. Yeah, I really love this one. I've worn this one to work several times. It's just so cool to have a custom made Red Berets COVID mask. Kat is so incredibly talented. There we go. That's awesome. I never wear my glasses right. They have to come all the way down over the mask or else they fog up. But that's better. If I'm going to wear a mask, I don't also really like to have my glasses on that much. I just can't get used to it. But isn't that cool? So cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, we wanted to have these here in Tacoma for the sit-in in front of Representative Kilmer's office. And then, Georgia was going to bring some out, Georgia Davenport, and that she very badly injured her toe. And so she didn't end up flying out. So yeah, thank you very much. These are super cool. And so I think she sent an assortment, but and I don't really know that you can kind of handpick a thing, but probably if you want to place an order and you want to have one that says Red Berets on it, you can order these directly from Kat from Kentucky Mountain Girl on Twitter. I think, you could just DM her and stuff, but also Whole Washington, she gets some of them to Whole Washington. So if you want to order from Whole Washington, you can go to wholewashington.org because she sends her work to Whole Washington. So it's like, you can go get your Medicare for All mask. You can get your Red Beret, get a Whole Washington button. And remember that everything that you're doing, you're helping us to sponsor signatures. I hope you got what you were, unless the third person is, but don't worry because I'm going to take another still picture for you, Kat, if you missed it, or you can rewind it or whatever, start at the beginning. But anyway, very exciting. I wanted to wear those to the Kenny Ballantyne, to our thing where Kenny came to do the filming and all of that. But I did wear, as you see in all of the pictures, I did wear one of Kat's original masks, which have the ties and everything, and it says Medicare for all. Doesn't have the nifty, like how this is like so well formed to the face and stuff. She hadn't come out with this design yet. But I really like my old school one. So I wore it all day to the event, and that was really cool too. But yeah, this is like a vintage Bernie beret. And there's a picture that I have that's Rhonda Walker, who is the chair of our Revolution Bernie Crat Coalition. I had given her one of these, and there's a picture of her standing right near Bernie as Bernie's approaching, and the top of the Bernie beret of Rhonda's head shows. And so, yeah, we both had our Bernie berets on at Bernie and Bernie at Tacoma Dome. And so this will always be treasured, and it goes really, really well with the whole Washington button. Yeah, so I just got off of an organizing meeting with Vice Chair of our Revolution Bernie Crat Coalition, Courtney Love, and we were kind of working out our distribution team strategy, because we're going to be going to print very, very soon with the petitions. People are probably wanting to know, when can I get these? When can I start gathering? And they're not printed yet. So there's still some things that are being finalized about it. Do I want to reach out? I mean, I think he's the one who did a lot of organizing with Force the Vote and stuff like that, right? I mean, I follow him on Twitter and try to remember to go over and retweet, but I'm kind of bad about that sort of thing, and I stay like so single-mindedly retweeting whole Washington. And but yeah, I mean, his work is amazing, and I've been following him on Twitter, and he follows me back, and so I'm not sure what the question is. Should I reach out to him in case he wants to help amplify whole Washington and our ballot initiative? I'd love that. Here is also a shout out to Sema Hernandez. Let me go to, because he was on with Katie Halper yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to listen to the segment yet. So I'm going to do that. But and thank you for the GIF as well, Kat, because she did this fun. If you go and you are on Twitter and you're following me on Twitter, you can go and see this really fun little moving GIF that she did of all these kind of bright psychedelic colors, and me switching different angles, sometimes with different red berets on and a mask, and it's very, very cute. She's super creative. Yeah. Do you want Jackson to help promote whole Washington? Well, yes, I would. I would absolutely love that. Yes, we would love that. We would love every bit of help and promotion and solidarity that anyone is able to offer and willing to offer in deep gratitude. So yes, if you or he want to reach out and DM me on Twitter, or go straight to wholewashington.org. But I mean, I think messaging through to me to start that connection and talk about if he has any questions, or you have any questions. I'm a, People's Party kind of came to me. I seem to be like the connector, or the people, because it's probably just because I'm so kind of outspoken and out there on Twitter, that hopefully people do feel comfortable coming to me with questions about how they can help Whole Washington. But I'm not the only person. I am a board member of Whole Washington, but certainly the thing about it is that I can put you in touch with, Jen Nye, who is our communications director, and Georgia Davenport, who's our operations director and founder. So I think I can answer the questions that you might have. Yes, we would love any and all support, independent media coverage. I did go through a recent thing recently where it was called to my attention that, and I'm very grateful for this, there was a bit of an interchange between myself and Savage Joy, and just where it was like, whoa, what is that? Is this like a demand for isn't the right way to go? It was kind of a misunderstanding and having kind of missed some coverage. But I've extended an apology because there has been a little bit of a me being cranky and kind of coming from this demanding, entitled place for coverage. And when in actual fact, over time, different people have been interviewed. There's been shout outs, there's been coverage, there's been support. So I think, I did extend that apology and everything's good now. We're good on that. It's just, I'm kind of coming from this long-standing perspective of having, since I started knitting these and since I first got connected up to Whole Washington in 2017, and we ran ballot initiative I-1600, I made the determination clear back during I-1600 when Whole Washington had a Twitter account, but we were such a we're still very grassroots. There's not any corporate money or any, it's just all regular people, working class people putting in their volunteer hours to make this happen. So we're still really grassroots. We're just more organized about it now and have more of a foundation and a lot more volunteers and our structure in place. And we're a lot more prepared and ready to go and to mail out. Like we have a massive kind of distribution plan for how to get these petitions for people who have pre-pledged to sign, anywhere from signing the petition to gathering 20 to gathering several hundred or even thousands. Okay, so I'm getting so excited, I'm getting breathy. Because we need to actually collect, and just so everybody knows, we need wet signatures. We cannot do electronic signatures. So just help us get that information. If there's people that think that we can do it online or anything like that, unfortunately, we cannot. The Washington law is we need wet signatures for this. And we need 350,000 qualified signatures, but we need to prepare and do a nice enough buffer because some of those are going to be cast aside. They won't count. They weren't from Washington State, or that didn't, whatever reason they find. And we don't want them to find any, not that they're deviously finding reasons not to count them, but I'm just saying. So we want to have a very solid buffer. So we are saying, let's shoot for 400,000 signatures, and they all need to be in-person signatures. But thankfully, we have hundreds of thousands of signatures already pledged. And so we're going to be sending those petitions out. Some of them will be delivering to points on the map where people can go and sign. But anyone who's pledged to gather signatures, we're going to be either dropping or delivering these or actually mailing them out to them. And so all of these petitions are going to be in the hands of lots and lots of volunteers very quickly. So really, really moving right out of the gate. I know it's going to seem like, holy crap, 400,000 is an insurmountable number of signatures. And under normal circumstances, it probably would be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm, if they want to take, if several of them, I want to make sure to get to a volunteer meeting. So it seems like that was on Monday nights that they hold theirs. Sometimes there's a conflict because that's the same time that I normally go to the Whole Washington volunteer meetings. But either way, they they can hopefully reach out to me, or I will, when I'm getting ready with the list, I will reach out to them and make sure that they have what they need, either that they know where they can come to sign it, or hopefully, that they can come and pick up a petition or several petitions and gather some signatures for us. Because I keep telling everybody 20 is completely possible. Like you don't have 20 would, could just easily go and get your friends and family and maybe some people that that you trusted coworkers that it's just not very difficult to scrounge up 20. But if people are like, no, that's even a push for me, but I have 6 or 8 family members, great, get those signatures. And if it's not a full sheet, get what you can and mail it back into Whole Washington. we'll fill that petition the rest of the way up. We never want people to feel like whatever they can do, if it's not a whole petition's worth, we don't care. We don't want it. We want every single signature that you're willing to get. And whether that is signing it yourself, getting yourself and eight family and friends to do it, and then we fill up the rest of the petition. We're grateful for every single level of participation in this, just for clarity's sake. And as well, let me make sure I'm not missing. Yeah, that would be great. So on that point, David, I will be I will be housing petitions here for Pierce County and the greater, this kind of, I'll be a major hub for that. So I am a good point of contact. I will, as long as people are, I don't think I'll be putting my my address on there. We'll have some businesses listed where people can go and sign. But as far as people that come and get in personal touch with me, or you put them in touch with me, I'll be more than happy for them to reach out to me directly and to tell them where they can come and pick up petitions. And we'll have pens and buttons and petition boards, and we'll have everything set up for them, and literature, so that they feel like they've kind of got everything that they need to just get go and start gathering and all that. So we're really going to try to set everybody up. And of course, they've done a lot of work on the whole Washington website to where the most frequently asked questions are right there on that first drop down menu. It's like information, most frequently asked questions. And every single volunteer, I just always want to make sure that we're making sure to, repeat myself and to tell people, please utilize wholewashington.org as your resource. The literature is going to have quite a lot of information, and they try to put the most important things on the literature. But also, if somebody asks a question and you're out gathering signatures, or you're trying to get a friend or family member and they want to sign, but they're like, well, are there going to be premiums and copays and deductibles? The answer is no. But they can go and get those questions answered. Or I don't know if it's going to cost me more money. I don't know how much money I'm going to be saving. I want to know about that. Oh, guess what? You can give them, send them straight to wholewashington.org. Say, there is a savings calculator on there. If you want to know exactly how much you're going to save, how much is your family going to save, please go to the savings calculator and put your information. So I really want everybody, wholewashington.org, every single bit of information that they're going to need is found there on the website. And if a question you have, I'm going to be very doubtful about it because they've been very thorough with the questions. But if there is a question that is not answered on the website, you can get in touch and get that question answered. So I think that's it. I think that's really all I have to say. Thank you for joining. We're very, very excited about this. We'd be very, very excited for Jackson Hinkle and anyone else who wants to amplify, and very, very deep gratitude to everyone who has already amplified in big ways, in small ways, in time, quite some time ago. And help as you are all seeing coverage happening. I never mind. In fact, I very much appreciate being tagged or added, or, hey, Red Berets, did you see that such and such did a little shout out or covered whole Washington? I love to know that. So that I can give thanks and gratitude and then help amplify their media, because that's how this thing works. It's synergistic. We want to boost independent media. And so if I know that we've been covered, then I can turn around and go and try to retweet and tweet out a new thing of the video. And so just help let me know if I've, if you see coverage and stuff, just feel very free to contact, at me, or send it to me in a DM or whatever you want to do. And I'll be very appreciative of that. And thank you again to Kat for these beautiful hand-sewn COVID masks, my own custom Red Berets, Medicare for All, healthcare is a human right, upside down. These are amazing. And I am I'm sorry that it took so long to kind of get these on here, but sometimes the universe and the timing is right, and here you are. You get this energy of these masks of we're going to print very very soon. We do have our initiative number. There's a couple of other details that we're waiting on, and we're not like sort of blasting out the initiative number yet because we're waiting on some things with the graphic and just to finalize a few things before we go blasting that out. But we're getting very very close to print, so you're going to be seeing a lot of exciting stuff soon. And we are extremely grateful for everyone wherever you live, if it's in Washington State, if it's anywhere across the United States. We welcome you to sign up to be a volunteer on wholewashington.org, and you can help with social media. You can come to the Monday night meetings and find out other ways that you can help. Lots and lots of ways for volunteers to help, and we're not leaving anybody out. If you want to be part of this community where we work together to open the floodgates for the United States, just like Saskatchewan did for Canada over 50 years ago. Hi, Marcia. That's what we're here to do. We're here to build community, and then people can kind of come to the volunteer meetings and say, did you know that this is going on in such and such state, or I'm from this state, and we want to figure out how to do this too. Like, seriously. And then you come to a meeting, there's a certain amount of time, there is an agenda, and and so there may be that you can put up your hand and ask any questions that you may have. We try to make time for everybody if they have something to say within the meeting. But if there isn't time and to go too much into details about how to set it up, the thing you could do is, of course, speak in chat and offer any suggestions or questions that you have for community building. And there's a wealth of knowledge, and a lot of times Jen Nye is there for the meetings, and she's done a lot of work with one payer states and knows what's happening in a lot of other states. So look at it as an opportunity to kind of build this one state by state strategy. And as well, as you could see, Whole Washington is partnering with the March for Medicare for All that's being organized in Washington, D.C. for July 24th. And now there is a partner march in LA, and there is now also going to be a partner march in Seattle, Washington, both on July 24th. So there aren't any details for that yet, but of course, hopefully you're following at M for All is the at on Twitter, because they've got a website. Let me go ahead and see if I can look that up for you too, in case you're not following that effort yet. But if you want to sign up to go march for Medicare for All, either in Washington, D.C. or in LA, or if you want to organize your own march in your own city and add yourself to the website and organize a march, that's what everybody's hoping to do. So their website is m4all.org. And you can go onto the website and check out everything that's happening. But basically, Whole Washington is partnering with March for M for All because we are a grassroots organization. We supported Force the Vote. We support all good efforts and have solidarity with other states that are working on this, and always, always, always for national improved Medicare for all, even though we understand we have a president who is very adversarial to healthcare justice, and we understand that we have a almost completely corporately owned Congress. Nevertheless, that's even why it's just more important for regular people to be stepping up and saying, when do we march? Let's organize. And now there's one happening. There's three happening. And there's talk that there's Boston and potentially more people stepping up. And one thing that I was suggesting, see, I always do this. I always say I'm done with the live feed, and then wait, I've got a little bit more to say. So that's he says there's always a little bit more that I want to say. Oh, wait. So on the Sunday, it's there. It's like a Sunday steering committee meeting. On the Sunday steering committee meeting that happened yesterday, and then I made a suggestion that they have kind of three basic templates written to choose from, so that they put kind of, just because the thing is, I think a lot of people would love to organize a march. It's like, I want one in my, but it's overwhelming if you haven't. And even for me, I'd be like, oh my gosh. This is why I reached out to Andre Stackhouse, um, who did our who I asked to host our Power to Heal event that Justin Jackson and Dr. Dooley joined us for. It was an online event where we watched Power to Heal. And so he hosted and navigated the, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but basically, you know, it's not emceed, but you know what I mean. Like he took the lead on leading the panel discussion, and then my internet went down, so I wasn't even part of the first half. It was really disappointing, but overall, it was a really great event. Anyway, so I thought he did such a fantastic job, and he is there in Seattle. And I figure that the steering committee, the people, the organize, he should be able to do that. Seattle should be able to organize that for them. They're right there. So anyway, back to the template thing, as I had said, I think that if people had like 3 levels of choices for organizing, if they could go to the website and they could say, yeah, I want to get myself and my local whatever organization, my People's Party, local People's Party, could do it, or whatever party that you're organizing with, or if you're just a group of Medicare for All activists and you're not affiliated with Our Revolution or DSA or any of the or Socialist Alternative or any of the other orgs, or if you are, just if you want to organize a march, let there be a template that kind of says, here's the steps that we suggest you take. You can do your own thing, but here's kind of a quick and easy checklist or guide to how you go about doing it. And here's how we're doing ours, So it's just a sort of a template or guide for people. And that would be like participation, like the highest level of participation, not ranking it or anything, but that would be the big thing if you want to do a big march in your town or city. And then the second one would be something like car caravans, because that's a lot less daunting to just kind of contact some people and say, hey, we can make some signs to put in to wave out of our cars, and we can kind of choose a route, and but we can get some visibility for Medicare for All. But that's a little bit less daunting to go thinking of doing a car caravan and honk for healthcare than it is to do the whole thing and organize a march and have a route and a permit and potentially speakers and a sound state. That stuff can be quite daunting if you wanted to do that whole thing and you haven't ever organized one. But why not be able to have, we're going to do a car caravan on the 24th of July for Medicare for All. Cool. And then I said, maybe we even have something where people can just go and sign wave. Go stand on a busy intersection or at your state capitol, or, wherever it is that you want to do it, in front of the office of one of your reps that you are trying to pressure to co-sponsor Medicare for All, and just go out and sign wave. And that would be the very kind of simplest, or another way that people could get involved and do. So what we're hoping, it's kind of, I hope I guess I'm on the planning or steering committee. So, but they'll have all this information on their website, and I'm not leading this effort, but we are partnering and co-sponsoring it. So I feel that it would be fine with them if I did say what they're hoping to do is do a big social media blast, like 30 days leading up to the march. And that on the day, what we're just hoping for is a ton of solidarity. If people can't make it to one of the major marches that are happening, and they don't want to plan their own big thing, but they want to get out and show solidarity. One of the things that struck me about Force the Vote was I'm following him on Twitter, but I forget the name of the doctor who, and I think maybe he's in Connecticut, but it might not be Connecticut. I don't remember where he's out of, but he had like just a few members of his community out wherever they met, just in their local community and just did sign waving that said force the vote, and there was like 10 or 15 or 20 of them, but they put those pictures on social media with the hashtag force the vote. And so, that is the thing that we can do, is to understand that, hey, you can do actions big and small, but if we have that day of action on the 24th of July, and whether you are in a rural community or a town or a city, and you have yourself or your family or a few friends or a big organizing event, get out and be visible, hold signs, do a live stream or a video or pictures, and post them onto, there will be further, probably more specific instructions for it. But then we end up getting this like solidarity from coast to coast, because not everybody has to do a big action. There can be, several big actions, and then people can participate to whatever level that they feel comfortable with. And get some visual solidarity out, and make our faces and our voices and our demands heard. Just because we have a corporate administration that is refusing to, yeah, you're very welcome, Marcia. So, okay, that's all I have for now, and thank you to all of you who are willing to share this video on social media, any of the platforms you're on, going to become a monthly contributor. Just remember what I've been saying on these live feeds. If you went and purchased a red beret from wholewashington.org on the merch page, you're actually sponsoring about 800 signatures. They're about $1 to print. We need to get them union printed. So, and it's a very extensive, it like folds out, right? It's like, how is that $1? Because it's like a big fold out petition. It has to have all of the language of the bill, so that people can open it up and read the entire legislation. And it's all there on the ballot initiative. So I hope that gives like enough information of like people, if they're wondering, well, that kind of seems like a petition holds 20 signatures and it's close to $1. That's kind of a lot. Okay, but just so you know, going in and ordering a button, and they might, they're going to get, once they get the logo that says whatever our initiative number is, that's when they're going to order more merch, t-shirts and buttons. And so you might want to wait on that if you want something to say the initiative number and be new. But just remember, the berets are available, but you don't have to. I know what we ask for the berets is a little bit more than what some people can do out of their budget. And so I want to always convey that if you can donate $1 or $2 a month as a recurring donation, and that's it, or $5, or whatever you can do, just understand that if it was the $1 a month, you're sponsoring 20 signatures each month. That adds up. That adds up. Okay. So yes, thank you, David. Thank you. And also, if it's nothing but what you can do is sharing on social media and getting this word out there, that is extremely valuable as well. So what I want to understand is that everybody contributing in whatever ways that they can is extremely valuable, very much appreciated. And thank you all for what you are doing. And all right, I am now finished. Thank you. Everyone have a great rest of your day.